This is it. Join us today for the top 10 science fiction adaptations of literature that have come to the screen. We've got some fantastic things to talk about today.
Or at least I really hope so. So welcome back to Fantasy for the Ages, the show where a father and son sit down and talk about science fiction, fantasy, nerdy things, whatever you like. I'm the son of that equation, Zach.
And I'm the father, Jim. I like his optimism. Welcome back. He's assuming you've seen our channel before.
And
if
if
you
not,
haven't,
go find more of it. Do it. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Check us out.
But being this is the final of a series, you probably did find the other episodes that have worked your way up here now, and this is the final reveal. If you somehow missed them, we've got 4 previous episodes counting from 50 all the way to here we are today, the top 10. So be sure to check out those previous ones, some great movies and TV shows that we featured. But what's on the top 10? We're going to reveal them now. We hope you will agree or at least want to talk about it. And use the comment box to share your feedback on our top 10. Are they in the wrong order? Is there anything in here you would totally kick off? Is there something we missed from this list or the entire series that you're furious about? Okay, put them down there. We're not omniscient. We might have messed things up. We love to hear your thoughts. So yeah, comment box.
So what do we got?
Number 10. Annihilation, the 2018 film, which is adapted from Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. A group of scientists enter a mysterious zone called Area X, where natural laws don't apply. The film's surreal visuals and mind-bending story convey a deep sense of cosmic horror and wonder. From your reaction, I think you've seen this one.
No, I've read it.
Oh, I haven't read the source material. I just saw the movie.
I knew this was a movie. I thought it looked interesting. I never got around to watching it, but because I was like, I thought this looked interesting. I saw the book at one point and I got it and I read it. So I've read the book. I have not actually watched the movie.
Well, the movie's pretty good, but I don't know how well it adapted the source material. I just know the movie is, yeah.
The book was an enjoyable read. It wasn't my favorite book ever, but it was fine.
Number 9. The Man in the High Castle, which was adapted on Prime Video as a series 2015 to 2019. It's adapted from The Man in the High Castle by Philip K. Dick, who we have featured elsewhere on this series. I've only watched the first 2 seasons so far, so I still have more.
Yeah, I haven't watched all of it, but from what I remember having watched, I enjoyed it. This was a little bit of a phenomenon show.
Yeah.
In that sense.
I haven't read the book. It's on my TBR. It's one of those rare cases where I just wanted to watch the series first. And then I'll go back and fit the book in.
But then you never finished the series, so how's that working out for you?
It's stalled out at the moment. I have too much to watch and not enough time. In an alternate history where the Axis powers won World War II, resistance fighters discover a strange film showing another reality. One that's a little more familiar to us. Its exploration of alternate history and totalitarianism. I got it that time.
You did it.
I just struggled with this word on previous
and prepare.
Anyways, it's both intellectually engaging and suspenseful. It's a really gripping, intriguing story. Number 8, Minority Report, the 2002 film, which is adapted from the Minority Report, also by Philip K. Dick. In a future where crime can be predicted, a pre-crime officer becomes a fugitive after being accused of murder, which of course he hasn't done yet. It combines thrilling action with thought-provoking questions about free will and justice. It is Tom Cruise again, but this is one of his strongest performances.
I love the idea of this movie, therefore I probably would really enjoy the source material. I didn't really care for the movie that much. I thought it was
Okay. I haven't read the source material, but I certainly enjoyed the movie. I've watched it more than once. Number 7, The Handmaid's Tale, a series on Netflix, I think, which started back in 2017, and I don't think it's done.
I think it's Hulu.
Hulu? Oh, maybe it's Hulu.
So.
It's adapted from The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood that I think you've read.
I have not read The Handmaid's Tale. I have
Oh.
read other stuff by Margaret Atwood.
Ah.
Very quickly becoming one of my favorite dystopian authors.
So, speaking of that, this is about in a dystopian future, women are subjugated and basically are forced to have children for the elite. And these are the handmaids. And in this story, a particular handmaid fights to survive and resist. Its chilling portrayal of totalitarianism, I'm getting better, and gender oppression is disturbingly relevant.
It's almost like there's this running theme in science fiction that the bad guy is totalitarianism. I wonder if we should apply that in our real life.
Perhaps. Number 6, one of the more recent phenomenons of our time, Dune, the 2021 film.
Way better than the old version.
Yeah, no argument there. It's adapted from Dune by Frank Herbert. A noble family is thrust into a galactic power struggle over the desert planet Arrakis, the sole source of a precious spice. Denis Villeneuve's adaptation captures the vast scope and intricate political intrigue of Herbert's epic novel. And of course, there's part 2 out as well, but just Dune, when it first hit, is where I go ahead and
I would
really consider both of them here.
Part 1 and part 2 here in this slot as one story. I read the book. I thought it was overrated when I first read it.
I love this book.
However, since having seen parts 1 and 2 now, it has put me on the maybe I should give the books another try. So haven't done it yet, but I likely will. And it's a sign that this was so well done and a really good adaptation that it convinced me to give the books another try.
Nice. Number 5, Children of Men, 2006 movie, which is an adaptation of The Children of Men by P.D. James. In a world where humans have become infertile, one man must protect the only known pregnant woman. Stark, immersive portrayal of a near-future dystopia is both visually haunting, very dark film, and emotionally powerful. Very stylized way they brought this to the screen, and a striking story as well. You haven't seen this, have you?
No, I've never heard of this. This is
wow.
Weird to me that it's this high up on your list that I'm like, I don't know this one.
This one you should go watch. This one does hold up.
Okay.
Number 4, Jurassic Park.
I've heard of
it. It had to be coming. It had to be. 1993 adaptation of Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. A theme park, I mean, I don't really need a summary, do I? But I'm going to give it to you anyways. A theme park of cloned dinosaurs turns deadly when the creatures escape. Groundbreaking CGI combined with a cautionary tale about science and ethics, and I still think the CGI is pretty decent in this movie all these years later.
I can fully admit that regardless of what Jurassic Park or Further or Jurassic World movies we're talking about, there are plenty of things that, like, is this a good movie? I don't know. But I'm always going to give it a pass because I think it's fun, it's cool, I enjoy it. It's dinosaurs. It's a good movie, regardless of whether it actually is or not.
And I'm hearing the theme song in my head. Yeah.
It's a great score.
We don't want to get a strike, so we won't sing it for you now. Or hum it for you. I don't know if there's words. Okay. Number 3, The Expanse. The TV series from 2015 to 2022. Some of the best accurate science fiction that's out there. It's adapted from the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey, basically the first 6 of 9 books and some of the short stories and novellas adapted to the screen. In a colonized solar system, a war threatens to erupt between Earth, Mars, and the Belters, those who live in the asteroid belt. It balances intricate political storytelling with realistic space travel physics, compelling characters, and throws in some alien stuff to just take it up another notch.
I loved these books. I love this adaptation.
Yes.
I think it does a very good job of not changing a whole lot. Some things do occasionally, but this is one where it does stick pretty well to the source material. and that is part of why it is so successful.
I think most of the adaptation changes were to condense things.
Just bring
So they
things
could
down a
get it
little bit,
into so many episodes in a
make
series.
people a little bit more relevant earlier on so that you connect with them later, change out who's in a role so that we don't have to learn another character that quickly.
Yeah.
But it works.
Number 2 is one that, again, if it was just my preference, it'd be much further down the list. It's a great science fiction story, but I watched the movie and I'm not in love with it. 2001, A Space Odyssey, 1968. I have read the source material. It's adapted from The Sentinel by Arthur C. Clarke. Though if you go to look for it, you're going to find 2001, A Space Odyssey as a book now. The summary is that a voyage to Jupiter with the sentient HAL 9000 computer leads to existential questions about human evolution. Its meditative pace and visual effects still feel ahead of their time, paired with deep themes of humanity's future. Some of the visual effects are a little trippy, so that's not so ahead of their time. That's very much the 60s. But the story, solid sci-fi. Arthur C. Clarke knew his stuff.
I think the book and the movie are very good, and also not 100% my cup of tea. Just the way in which they present the story never really connected to me personally. So I love both of them as concepts. I'll talk to people about it, and we get some cool little be able to reference HAL as evil robot and things. But I'm not going to be itching to go re-watch or read this anytime soon.
Right. But foundational science fiction content on the screen.
You'll be hard-pressed to find someone who has not heard of this.
Just like the top one on our list, number 1, Blade Runner. 1982 adaptation from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep by, yet again, Philip K. Dick. In a dystopian future, a Blade Runner hunts down rogue bioengineered beings known as replicants. Its philosophical exploration of identity and humanity is elevated by stunning visuals and iconic noir atmosphere. You have thoughts on this movie?
My hot take is that whether it is the newer version, the sequel, or it is the original, this movie has all the pieces of something I should love, and it bores the heck out of me.
That's that iconic noir atmosphere. It gets me too. I like the story. It's not one of my favorite movies, but it is solid science fiction, and for the impact it made, and it does have many rabid fans, it deserved the top spot if I'm being objective. So.
But if it was my subjective list, it'd be on the list because everyone knows about it, but it'd be so much further down.
Now, I will give it kudos that it's one of Harrison Ford's best acting performances of all time. And Rutger Hauer, I mean, that final scene for him and his final speech is just iconic. People love it. There's a lot to appreciate in Blade Runner. The sequel, sequel's okay. It's okay.
I think the first time I went to watch this movie, I was excited to go watch it, and I fell asleep. Like, I think that's what happened.
I understand. But some of you out there are nodding your heads. Yes, Blade Runner, number one. But we want to hear from you now. You've got the whole 50 now. What do you think? What's missing? What would you have put on a top 50 list that we left off? Just any of your comments, put them down in the comment box. I'll look forward to reviewing and responding. And again, we hope you'll like the episode and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. Thanks for coming along with us for this journey through science fiction. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you next time.